Today I try to imagine in 2019 Ascende with Maima building tubes and pouches with hundreds of propellers inside and outside, propelling inside water where microalgae can grow in from fertilizer which is made in another tube system with hundreds of propellers inside, mixing earth with urine and feces. So underwear tube system collecting feces and urine, separating it, filtrating it. I think the propeller is the difficulty here. How to make each part flying. I don't know. Anyway, textile. I think also textile haven't let come in, but I think the mixing of textile and plastic and mixing of stitching, assembly and clacking all the thousands of propellers and the solar panels and batteries and sensors together. Maima having a robot arm which helps her to do all this stuff on its own in times when Ascende is relaxing and or perhaps all the time. Perhaps he doesn't have interest so much into constructing Maima, but the best she can construct herself. So yes, I think that is the way to go. To deliver, to feed a Maima open source artificial intelligent being with instructions, so Maima itself can build with a robot arm this life suit, first generation life suit and drone extensions. Perhaps Ascende will perhaps like to click and clack things together. I don't know. I'm not there yet. Andreas hasn't become Ascende yet, where he chews properly and he likes technology, he likes techniques. I haven't been there yet. I'm still in fantasy mode and not eating properly. But I'm quite happy with this discipline I started now. I think the chewing will come this summer. I hope, or next summer. Doesn't matter years. Anyway, now I'm good. Thank you. It's Thursday, the 11th of May, 2017, around 4:20 in the evening or afternoon. I was reading today in the newspapers about G20, like the 20 most powerful economic countries on the of in reality, planning to invest in Africa, or better say, to create stable Rahmenbedingungen, like to create an environment for private investment for Africa. So while this is in general a good idea, as Africa needs investment to upgrade its infrastructure, there is also a difficulty involved with the whole reparation thing. Because if money, what is now parked, they even wrote about it, if money, the 600 Milliarden, the 600 billion, which is now parked in Europe and in USA from people, that's what I say, who mostly stole it from their fellow Africans and brought it out of the country thanks to banks and governments who accepted willingly this money, although knowing that it came from a source what was not proper, like criminal. So the problem with this is that eventually this money will go back to Africa, but again it will be given to projects with interest. So again, it's not given back for free, as because it has been taken by violence, and it should be given back to the people in its total. So now under this project it would be given back in form of private money, so lending, investment. So again, no reparation, but reinvestment of dirty money. So one way out would be that a strong alliance of European, USA, Japan, Australia, whatever, like all the industrialized nations, a strong alliance would strengthen the International Court in Den Haag or somewhere else and ask them to investigate all the crimes what have been done in colonial times and after colonial times. So before this stuff flows back to as private investment money, that there is a chance for the governments or for the countries which have been robbed from this money to get it back and invest it on their own without having to pay further interest in it. So that would be the ideal case, yeah, like a reality case. However, in my fantasy bubble, I dream of a happening that private persons would react to other private persons' history entry in the blockchain, and they would start giving back stolen money on their own without being pressured by any court or without being pressured by peers, but just because of insight, like thanking the people who brought up the knowledge, thanking them and giving the money back to the regions where it came from. The money, diamonds, gold. So but it's similar case is with the plundering or the planned robbery from asteroids or the planned colonization of Mars and Moon. Instead of humanity cleaning up its act and giving back lots of agriculture occupied land to wildlife, giving back lots of gold and metal and iron and diamonds back to Earth so that that Gaia itself can integrate it again and work with it. What people plan these days is to send rockets out to asteroids and take even more material from these asteroids. Same with Mars. Instead of giving, and Moon, instead of giving up land here, which we have, how to say, illegally or in no respect for fellow animals, have taken, instead of giving back this land, humanity takes even more land with Mars and Moon. It's totally wrong. I can't totally agree with that. What I agree with is research and experimental spacecraft which fly out into the orbit or the space, near Earth space or far Earth space, into another galaxy, whatever. But these spaceships need to be self-containing. All the resources on the ship will be recycled. There's no need to land on a planet to take up water or to take up minerals or whatever. The whole cycle is self-sustaining. Only in such a case I would give my support to space exploring. Not in the case what is now of uncertainty if humanity will survive, or if humanity will be able to clear up his act. So I'm again in this moral advisor position, which I put myself in. Doesn't matter if somebody listens or not, it's mostly for myself. So yes, I started a little bit to chew today. I'm quite happy for that. I started to eat better, like halfway good, and I'm looking forward to continue with that. Because I notice in myself, if I chew better, I get less stressed. I'm a bit stressed about this writing, like I want to write every day now, but I take it also cool because I can also make 1 day or 2 day pause or whatever, and I'm quite well into it. I'm happy. Thank you. So after about, I don't know, is it 2 hours or 1 hour? Not so sure. Yeah, I've been into 1,000 words or more, perhaps 2,000, where I managed to let Andreas become Ascende in summer or autumn of 2017. Yeah, I mean, I mustn't fear that transformation, because transformation can happen any way I like. There needs no drastic change in my life, just applying chewing and applying thoughtfulness and good-naturedness. If I apply all these things to myself, I'm Ascende. Andreas is Ascende from this moment on, because I try to chew, I try to think about something I like, plans I would like to happen with me or without me, doesn't matter. So I'm Ascende. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Because I don't want to fear this transition. No. This transition can happen like this. Zack, boom. Whether I will be in future on my own with one partner, two partners, or with a mimer robot or without the mimer robot. I don't know. Doesn't matter, but yeah. Anyway, I'm very happy that I can write, that I can speculate on possible futures. It makes it a bit uncomfortable. I am a little bit uncomfortable when it comes to back to 2017, yeah, because I don't want to mix so much reality with fantasy. But then, on the other hand, I would like to, yeah, I would like to think about a plan which actually could be applied in the now. It's not me wanting to be recognized. No, 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 I don't want that. I would rather prefer to stay anonymous. I really would. I don't like publicity and coming in the newspapers or in TV. No, no, I would rather prefer that not to happen. But I would like for the good things to happen, like artificial intelligence robot kits being available in stores for $500 or something this year. Data glasses for $300. Sensor kits, sensors, like stuff which affordable technology being put into the hands of 3D printers which can print metal and live biotech, live biocells. Technology what could enable the maker and the lab affinity, young or middle or old age people to build their own exoskeletons which would help them master their life, like do work, do sport, do to lighten their life. That I would very much like to happen. Robots helping people. Tomorrow, yesterday, I'm very lucky that society has given me acceptance of that I have difficulty with bosses. I have really difficulty with bosses. If somebody says to me, I have to do this and this stuff in this and this time frame, I'm getting really uncomfortable in myself, and it turns to violent thoughts. I'm not acting out on them, but there are violent thoughts. So for me, it's better to not work or not be employed by somebody. And it's better for everybody, because violent thoughts are not a good thing. So that's also because that's why I do this writing and this talking and this staying in the woods as a therapy. Here in the woods, I don't hear any voices except for mine. I am the boss here, no? Nobody tells me what to do. So this place, I can let out what I would like myself to do. I can be my own boss. Yeah? I tell the computer, the microphone, or I tell Maima later, in the last Sunday version, I tell Maima what I would like to eat. And she will make some microalgae juice for me out of my feces and urine. Or she, the Maima, the androgynous AI robot companion. So that would be cool. I could use it as a tent, the life suit as a tent, as a home, to warm me, to feed me, to be my display, to be my warming suit, yeah, to be my companion. I would like that, an intelligent suit. So, if everything goes well in my life, I'm thinking about 2019 or earliest 2018 this to arrive in my personal life. But for the sake of the development nations, for the people who are really hungry and not hungry, who have to work hard and really are suffering, I would wish them to have an exoskeleton today. Yes, I don't need it so much, but they need it because they are suffering. So there is a little conflict. I self don't want to too much attention onto my person, but still I would like the ideas to come true. So there's a little conflict here. The same conflict I have also when I think about myself in the future. I mean the actual the transition. If it comes nearer, like the date, then I just push it back further a little bit. No, I write another story where I push it back a little bit further. That's no problem. I have written an Astende story in 2008 where I projected it, don't know, for 2012 or something, or I don't know in which time frame, or 2020 also. I don't know. I don't remember now. It's 10 years before I wrote that. Don't remember exact what dates I used. Doesn't matter. It's not important how and if Andreas becomes this Astende. He wrote as Andreas about it. It doesn't matter. It's not the goal. The goal is to play with possibilities, to check out what does feel good and what does feel right to write. Yes, it's not about predicting a certain outcome, but predicting lots of different possibilities, or follow one possibility and check it out and see if it works altogether. So I'm talking to myself, and I feel quite okay. I didn't dance. I still am not dancing enough. And I bought yesterday for 20 francs a microphone what would allow me to leave the phone in the pockets and dance a bit with the headset, with earphones and microphones. Yes, I haven't got it installed yet, but they will come perhaps. Anyway, I'm quite happy for today. I think I leave it to that and go slowly home. It's like 20 to 7. That's a good time to go home. Thank you.